Hello, welcome to Steve McDonald's Crafting, and today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing another one in my series of trying out different things to colour with and apply colour to. And what I've got is, and I've had these years, I was telling my friend Carolyn, I've got a box of Derwent pencils somewhere and I found them. And I've had these a lot of years. As you can see, they've never been used, and so I want to have a go with them. So what I've done is, I've printed out a picture from one of my colouring books, and I've printed it on mixed media paper, because it's a nice thick piece of paper. It's almost like cardstock, to be honest. If you're interested in getting hold of any of my colouring books, then I've just released them. They're on my website. The link is in the description below. Or you can just go to my website and go to the shop. They're really, very reasonably priced. And there's 3 books. There's one on all the flowers that I've drawn. And then there's 2 with lots of different mandalas in them. And I will be introducing more colouring books over the next few weeks as well. And you can buy a bumper of those, which is all 3 of them together. So without too much further ado, I'm going to start doing these tulips that I've drawn. And I love red tulips. So what I am hoping is that these coloured pencils have all got their... Oh, they do. I love a box. I tell you, I have to say, I do love a box. So let's have a look and see what we've got in here. That's a scarlet pink. That's a tangerine. Don't know what colour that is. That's a poppy red. That could be handy. A chili red, a cherry red, a crimson. Is crimson red? Yeah, must be, I should think. Shiraz. I'm going to probably use those ones. And I am going to try and keep them quite sharp. Look how this box works. It's so lovely. As far as I remember, what you have to do with coloured pencils, and please correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong, is that you have to go from light to dark, and you also need to be really light with them to start with, and then go over them quite lightly like this to start with and build up your layers. Now I'm going to put this on quite lightly all over and then go through it with some darker colours and allow that to build up my layers. Now, I know the light is going to be on there. It's also going to be on the edge of this one here and here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do each flower and then do the finishing bit so it all blends in nicely and doesn't look like it's really grainy. What I'll do is I will put this on to speed up. I'll speed this up. And if you want to watch it in normal time, you can always slow it down by just going into the little 3 dots. And then it will allow you to slow it right down. You can watch it at normal speed. I've done what I would consider to be a light red. Now I'm going to go over here again with what I would consider to be the next shade. Build that in there. And because I want to blend this in, I don't want a sharp line, I'm overlapping it as well. And I'm using the edge of my pencil because I can get a bit more coverage, and I'm also not getting hard lines as I'm drawing it on. So I'm putting it where the tips of these are, because there's more likely to be light onto these tips that are at the back. And this is what these sketches are ideal for. You can use them like this, or you can put them into different projects, and there's lots of different sketches of different flowers in the book. This one is the poppy red, so it'll be interesting to see what colour this is. And I'm just going to put some like little details in with this one before I go in with the darker colour. I can always go over these once I've blended them in, which you'll see in a little while how I'm going to do that, with the pencils again to put in some finer details. Oh, I like this chili red, that's really nice. And this is where my darker bits will definitely be, because that's where the leaves overlap, or that's where the back of the actual flower is as well. So this is like the back flower. So that's going to be slightly darker because not only is it in a little bit more shadow, but also it is towards the back. As are these bits of the petal as well. And this is a light scarlet pink that I'm just going over the whole thing with. Apart from those bits where I want it to be quite light, I want the light to catch it there, which is that bit there and this bit here. So you can see what I mean by about it being grainy, but that doesn't matter because we'll sort that all out in a minute. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish these off and I'm going to speed this film up and add some music to it as well. So I'm ready to blend and I'm using a soft filbert brush, and filbert is it's just flat and has a rounded end, and I'm dipping it into some reduced odour white spirit. Just a little bit, I've got a little bit here in a shot glass. But before you put it onto your picture, make sure you dab it off onto a piece of kitchen roll so the brush is almost dry, because you can always add a little bit more, but what you don't want to do is add too much, because what it will do, it will soak into the paper and leave like a greasy look to the paper around the edges. Keep dabbing it off there and popping it around, and this blends these pencils lovely. Now the more you do it, obviously the more blended you're going to get, and the more pencil that you put down, the more you're going to get. But I still wanted it to look like it had been done without using acrylics or marker pens or watercolours, so I wanted to have still that pencil-y look to it. The other thing is I would suggest is, before you move on to a new colour, so when I go from the red of the tulips here to the green of the leaves, I am actually cleaning it out as well. And that really does help stop the transmission and the corruption of each of these colours. So just going over, making sure that I keep as well within the lines as I possibly can. And as you can see, the difference is quite dramatic between the ones that I've done and the ones that I haven't done. Also, once this is almost dry, and it doesn't take many seconds, it kind of evaporates quite quickly, then I can go back into it using the pencils as well. If you'd like to buy me a coffee just to say thank you for any of my videos, and also get your name on the coffee board for next month, then the link for that is in the description. Is really appreciated, because I don't make any money from this channel at the moment at all through Google. And if you'd like to buy one of the colouring books where this picture is in, then I will also link the website below. There we go, that's all blended in, and I think it blends in really well, and it makes it look quite a nice picture. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with having things that are still just paint coloured in with pencils, but I quite like this effect. And what you can do with this is you can still go in it. So for instance here, I could still go in it with a few bits of the poppy red and give in some extra dimension, or you could go in with a darker red. So if I go in with that chili red, so for instance here and here, it will still blend in over the top of blending that you've just done, which is great. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. And this is probably the last one of my colouring videos for a little while. I've done 3 different bits. I've got some other videos coming up soon, and some upcycling and recycling ones. And don't forget to ring my little bell so you get notifications when my new videos come out. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee just to say thank you and help support this channel, it's very much appreciated at the moment. I really do appreciate it. Or if you'd like to purchase one of my colouring books or the block of colouring books, then all the links for everything are in the description below, along with the links to all the pencils and materials that I've used. Take care, enjoy your crafting, bye.